Hello! We're standing outside the McCalla School building here on the campus of Indiana University. This building is home to the university collections at McCalla, and from June to November of 2024, it was also the home of the Places and Spaces Mapping Science exhibit. The university collections at McCalla has a mission to engage students, faculty, and the general public with Indiana University's world-class collections that span time periods, geography, and academic subjects. This, of course, makes it the perfect host for Places and Spaces, an international, interdisciplinary exhibit that seeks to introduce audiences worldwide to the best examples of science maps and macroscopes. Between June and November, the Places and Spaces exhibit and university collections at McCalla have hosted a number of events, including the exhibit's 20th iteration debut, an international symposium on the topic of macroscope tools for global challenges, cutting-edge VR demos, and many guided tours with visiting artists, scholars, and members of the community. Stepping into the exhibit space, we see first an introduction panel that provides some background to the Places and Spaces exhibit's history, methodology, and goals. If we step around this corner, we'll find ourselves at the very beginning of Places and Spaces, with our first iteration entitled The Power of Maps, which debuted in 2005. In this corner, we find two of the more than 1,000 globes created by artist Ingo Günther. These world processor globes map global data sets relating to topics like political conflicts, socioeconomic shifts, environmental concerns, tech developments, and the movement of people, ideas, and disease. As we walk past science maps from the exhibit's third, fourth, and fifth iterations, we encounter one of Places and Spaces' most unique pieces. For here we find Ward Shelley's History of Science Fiction, a work that originally appeared in the exhibit's seventh iteration, Science Maps as Visual Interfaces to Digital Libraries, but here printed on a very different canvas. A closer look at the strange bug-eyed creature on Shelley's popular science map reveals a galaxy of information about this beloved and enduring genre. Next to it is The Shape of Science by Ingo Günther. This sculpture is a 3D print of Kevin Boyack and Richard Clavin's 2007 Map of Science. Günther's 3D rendering of that work allows you to pick up and examine in a visual and tactile way the structure of science. Looking around us, we find representative pieces from the first 10 iterations of Places and Spaces. Each iteration highlights a particular feature of the maps, as in our second iteration, The Power of Reference Systems, a particular function of the maps, as in our seventh iteration, Science Maps as Visual Interfaces to Digital Libraries, or a particular audience, as in our sixth iteration, Science Maps for Scholars, or our eighth, Science Maps for Kids. The maps of science that surround us represent the work of the first decade of Places and Spaces. For the exhibit's second decade, the focus turned toward interactive visualizations, or macroscopes. Visitors can explore these macroscopes on our specially designed touchscreen kiosk. Let's look at some examples from the most recent iteration, Macroscopes for a Global Future. Here's Sam Lerner's River Runner, where users can place a digital drop of water any place on the globe and watch as it makes its way to an ocean or an inland sea. Another macroscope, The Shape of Change by Beatrice Malvero and Rita Costa, allows users to test their perception of how crucial issues in health, education, and the environment have changed over time. The final stop on our journey is at The Sculpture of Science, a collaboration between artist Carrie Longley and exhibit curator Cotty Borner. This clay sculpture embodies the idea that science can grow in many different directions. These mushroom-shaped shelves represent different areas of science, from philosophy and astronomy at its base, to medicine, mathematics, and biology in the middle, on to neuroscience and nanoscience at the very top. Pathways tunnel through the sculpture, and visitors can place a marble on the shelf of a more contemporary scientific field at the top, and trace it back down to its origins at the base of the sculpture. We hope that you enjoyed this tour of the Places and Spaces exhibit at the McCalla building. Be sure to check out our Facebook and Instagram pages to find out where the exhibit will be next. And remember that all the maps and macroscopes in the exhibit can be explored on our website, scimaps.org. We look forward to seeing you soon.